Imagine a life spent in diligent pursuit, day after day, year after year, fueled by the sincere, often unspoken promise of a golden retirement. Envision the decades, the accumulated efforts, the countless moments of sacrifice, the deferred dreams, all underpinned by the belief that a reward awaits at the end of this long, arduous journey. 40 years, 80,000 hours, perhaps more. A lifetime committed to labor. But what if, upon reaching that eagerly anticipated finish line, you find yourself staring into an abyss of nothingness? What if, after dedicating your most productive years, you stand on the precipice of old age with empty hands, your spirit heavy with the profound weight of regret? This is not merely a hypothetical scenario. This is not some distant, fictional nightmare conjured to instill fear. This is the stark, unvarnished reality for millions across the globe. Pause for a moment and consider this. Are you, or someone you know, walking this very path? Are you toiling tirelessly, day after day, believing that the accumulation of effort alone will guarantee a prosperous future? Do you question the silent agreement, the unspoken contract that implies diligence automatically translates into security? We are speaking here of a silent crisis, a pervasive condition that gnaws at the very foundation of security and well-being for countless individuals. They are men and women who have worked with an admirable intensity, who have adhered to every rule, who have followed every prescribed path. Yet, despite their earnest efforts, they arrive at the twilight of their working lives with little to show for their boundless dedication. Their retirement years, once a beacon of hope and rest, loom instead as a period of financial precarity, a void of resources that mocks their lifelong commitment. What profound mechanisms are at play here? What unseen forces conspire to lead so many down this devastating road? Is it simply a matter of insufficient effort, a lack of inherent ability, or is there something far more fundamental, a deeper, more insidious trap that ensnares even the most diligent among us? This outcome, this devastating reality of reaching age 65 with nothing, is not, as many might believe, an unfortunate accident or a random stroke of bad luck. It is often the direct, predictable consequence of certain patterns of thought, certain ingrained beliefs, and a profound misunderstanding of the true principles that govern the accumulation of wealth and the attainment of genuine financial independence. It is a failure to recognize the power of a definite purpose, a lack of the burning desire necessary to transcend mere existence and claim true prosperity. The critical question then becomes, is this fate truly inevitable for you? Must you follow the well-worn path that leads to such an unsatisfying destination? Or is there an unseen blueprint, a master plan, a powerful framework for escaping this 65-year trap? A blueprint containing wisdom you were never taught in schools, never discussed around the family dinner table, never reinforced by the conventional wisdom of your peers? I posit to you, with absolute certainty, that such a blueprint exists. It is a set of timeless principles, an organized philosophy for success that transcends fleeting economic conditions and superficial advice. It speaks to the power of the mind, the cultivation of self-discipline, and the strategic application of effort. Therefore, I urge you to remain present, to absorb every word of this profound exploration, because by the conclusion of this vital discussion, your understanding will be irrevocably altered. You will not only grasp the true, underlying reasons why so many find themselves in this predicament, but far more importantly, you will be equipped with the foundational clarity, the unwavering insight to begin consciously and deliberately forging your own prosperous future. You will learn to recognize the subtle sabotages of your own subconscious, to question the prevailing narratives, and to activate the latent potential within you to achieve true financial mastery. Your personal journey towards an abundant and secure future, a future defined by choice and freedom rather than regret and limitation, commences now. The choice to heed these principles to awaken your own definite purpose rests entirely with you. From our earliest memories, a consistent narrative has been woven into the fabric of our being, a profound conditioning that shapes our perceptions of success and security. We are instructed with unwavering conviction to be good employees. This directive echoes from the classrooms of our youth, through the counsel of our parents, and is reinforced by the pervasive voices of conventional wisdom. The pathway laid before us seems clear, almost sacred. Attain a robust education, secure a stable position within a reputable organization, dedicate oneself to diligent labor, and conscientiously set aside a portion of one's earnings. This advice, offered with the best of intentions, often by those who genuinely sought our well-being, paradoxically functions as a relic of a bygone era, an outdated map in a rapidly evolving landscape. Consider this profound truth. We are meticulously taught to be cogs within a larger machine, rather than the architects and creators of our own financial destiny. Our educational systems, designed to cultivate compliant and capable workers, inadvertently stifle the entrepreneurial spirit and the independent thought required for true wealth creation. We become adept at following instructions, mastering specific tasks, and contributing to another's vision. But how often are we taught to articulate and implement our own definite financial purpose? How often are we empowered to construct the very mechanisms that generate wealth, rather than merely participate in systems designed by others? This distinction, subtle yet monumental, lies at the heart of why so many find themselves trapped. Our societal focus, a powerful current we are taught to swim with, prioritizes earning above all else. The steady paycheck becomes the holy grail, the measure of our worth and security. Yet this intense focus on earning, on the direct exchange of time for money, blinds us to the far more potent principle of leveraging. Earning is a linear endeavor. You work for an hour. You get paid for an hour. Leveraging, however, is exponential. It involves constructing assets, building systems, or acquiring knowledge that continues to generate value and income long after the initial effort is expended. It allows your resources, your ideas, and even other people's efforts to work for you. The individual fixated solely on earning becomes a perpetual laborer, forever bound to the active provision of their time and skill. They are masters of their specific tasks, undeniably competent in their chosen profession. But are they truly masters of their financial future? Rare is the employee, however skilled, who fully owns their time or their wealth when their income stream is entirely dependent on their continuous active participation. This segment delves into the insidious nature of these subconscious scripts, these ingrained programs that keep us tethered to a cycle of perpetual labor. The conditioning instills a profound aversion to risk, an almost magnetic attraction to routine, and a deep-seated reliance on external validation for our worth. We are subtly dissuaded from questioning the status quo, from forging unconventional paths, and from embracing the inherent uncertainties of true creation. The comfort of the familiar, the perceived security of the monthly paycheck, becomes a gilded cage, obscuring the vast landscape of opportunity that lies beyond its bars. This unseen programming prevents us from truly owning our time, our most precious, irreplaceable asset. It hinders us from taking decisive action to accumulate substantial wealth independently, rather than relying on the arbitrary dictates of an employer or the fluctuating fortunes of the job market. To truly escape the 65-year trap, a profound process of unlearning must occur. You must consciously dismantle the belief systems that equate worth solely with employment and security solely with a consistent salary. You must recognize that the highest form of financial mastery lies not in being the best employee, but in becoming the most astute creator and leverage builder. This is the moment to question every assumption, to reevaluate every piece of advice that has ever guided your financial decisions. This shift in perspective is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a fundamental reorientation of your entire relationship with work, wealth, and freedom. It is the first critical step toward reclaiming your agency and charting a course where your time and your wealth truly belong to you. Without this crucial mental liberation, the next steps will prove infinitely more challenging. You have just unlearned the myth of the good employee, the pervasive conditioning that binds you to perpetual labor, often preventing you from taking full ownership of your financial destiny. But what happens when the chains of societal programming are loosened? Too often, individuals, even those imbued with newfound ambition and a fervent desire for change, fall into another equally deceptive trap: the deeply ingrained belief that simply more money will automatically solve all their existing dilemmas. They relentlessly chase pay raises, they pursue performance bonuses, they seek ever bigger salaries, convinced, often subconsciously, that an increased income will magically usher in an era of genuine financial tranquility and unshakable security. This conviction, while deeply understandable and rooted in common human aspiration, frequently leads to a cruel and debilitating paradox. For countless millions, a significant increase in earnings is met almost instantaneously by an equal, if not greater, increase in expenses. This, my friend, is the insidious and self-perpetuating cycle known as the Scarcity Mindset Loop. What precisely is this loop, and how does it ensnare even the most diligent among us? It is a subtle yet extraordinarily powerful psychological mechanism. It is the insidious phenomenon where, regardless of how much one earns, the gnawing fear of not having enough persistently lingers. It is the deep-seated, often unacknowledged anxiety that whispers incessantly, "This isn't quite enough. I require more to be truly secure and comfortable." Even when objective financial circumstances suggest a position of considerable comfort and stability, this fear, largely subconscious, compels an almost involuntary need to consume, to expand one's lifestyle, to upgrade one's material surroundings to meet the new, elevated income level. The larger house, the newer, more luxurious car, the more exotic, frequent vacations. Each acquisition, while providing a fleeting sense of satisfaction, only momentarily assuages the underlying fear. It never truly eradicates it. The financial goalposts, perpetually and frustratingly, keep shifting, always just beyond one's grasp, creating a perpetual state of striving without genuine arrival. This ceaseless and often exhausting pursuit of more is not, I assure you, fueled by a clear, definite purpose for true wealth and independence. Instead, it is driven by the relentless external pressure to keep up with perceived social standards. It is the compulsion to impress those you may not even genuinely respect or admire. It is the unconscious need to project an image of success, an outward facade that, more often than not, merely masks an underlying internal struggle and an acute sense of inadequacy. This is the insidious trap of consumption, where material possessions are mistakenly elevated to become surrogate markers of security and happiness, temporarily filling a profound void that no amount of external acquisition can ever truly satisfy. This is precisely where fear, doubt, and indecision, those very destructive enemies of financial success that I have so frequently identified and warned against, manifest themselves with devastating clarity in the realm of personal finance. Fear, the ever-present apprehension of future lack or deprivation, often propels impulsive and illogical spending decisions. Doubt, the gnawing uncertainty in one's own innate ability to generate and sustain lasting wealth, leads to a crippling financial paralysis, effectively preventing the strategic investments and calculated risks that are essential for true growth. Indecision, the persistent inability to commit to and follow a clear, well-defined financial path, allows the powerful current of consumerism and societal expectations to sweep one along, rendering any personal financial strategy utterly ineffective. Consider the poignant example of the individual who earns a truly substantial income, perhaps well into the 6 or even 7 figures, yet who consistently lives paycheck to paycheck, burdened by an ever-increasing mountain of consumer debt. Is their fundamental problem a mere lack of available money? Or is it, far more profoundly, a deeply dysfunctional relationship with money itself, a relationship driven by an unexamined, deeply entrenched scarcity mindset? This analysis is not a call for asceticism, nor is it an endorsement of deprivation. Rather, it is a profound and urgent invitation to deep introspection. It is an imperative to question the true motivations behind your spending habits, your saving strategies, and your ultimate financial aspirations. Is your passionate pursuit of wealth genuinely aligned with a definite purpose for absolute freedom, personal growth, and meaningful contribution to the world? Or is it merely a reactive response to a subconscious fear of inadequacy, a frantic effort to outrun a perceived personal or societal judgment? To transcend the suffocating grip of the scarcity mindset loop, you must courageously confront these internal adversaries. You must recognize with absolute conviction that the most significant and formidable obstacle to your genuine financial independence is not located in external market conditions or the whims of the economy. It resides instead in the unseen, often brutal, battles waged within the depths of your own consciousness. How can one realistically expect to accumulate and retain lasting wealth if one's inner dialogue constantly reinforces a belief in its ephemeral nature, or if one's emotional responses consistently drive one to spend reactively rather than to strategically invest with foresight and discipline? This, my friend, is a vital crossroads in your financial journey. Will you continue to chase an elusive more, only to find yourself still wanting, still fearful, still struggling at age 65, trapped in a cycle of endless acquisition? Or will you embark upon the profound and transformative journey of reshaping your internal psychological landscape, fundamentally altering your relationship with money, and thus irrevocably changing your very financial destiny? The choice, as it always has been, is exclusively yours. But let there be no doubt, the consequences of inaction, of failing to address this core mindset, are stark and devastating. Your personal and financial liberation commences with this fundamental internal shift. Embrace it fully. You have already begun the vital process of recognizing the pervasive, yet often invisible traps of societal conditioning and the insidious scarcity mindset loop. You understand that simply working harder or earning more without a profound shift in perspective can lead to a lifetime of struggle. Now let us pivot from the reactive to the proactive, from mere earning to the powerful, transformative principle that separates the perpetually laboring from the truly wealthy, the Wealth Multiplier Effect. This is not some abstract economic theory. It is a fundamental truth, a law of financial gravity, understood and meticulously applied by all who achieve lasting financial independence. The truly wealthy individuals, those who build empires of influence and capital, operate with an acute understanding of a critical distinction. They recognize, with unshakable conviction, that their time is their most precious, irreplaceable asset. Their labor, while valuable, is a finite resource. Therefore, their strategic imperative is to minimize the direct exchange of their time for money and instead to maximize the deployment of their resources, be it capital, intellect, or influence, in ways that generate continuous returns. They have mastered the art of creating systems, planting seeds, and building structures that work tirelessly on their behalf, often while they are engaged in other pursuits or even while they sleep. This is the very essence of the Wealth Multiplier Effect, making your money, your ideas, and your assets work harder than you ever could. Consider the profound difference between a worker who meticulously tends a small garden, picking each vegetable by hand day after day for a modest yield, versus an individual who strategically acquires acres of fertile land, invests in automated irrigation systems, and hires a skilled team to manage the cultivation and distribution. Both are engaged in agriculture, yet their scale of operation, their leverage, and ultimately their wealth generation are astronomically different. The former is exchanging time for a linear return. The latter is building a system that multiplies effort and capital exponentially. This distinction is paramount. Most people are taught to be excellent gardeners of their own time and labor. The wealthy learn to be astute cultivators of systems and assets. This principle extends far beyond mere passive income, though passive income is certainly a vital component. It encompasses strategic investments that generate returns, whether in businesses, real estate, or financial markets. It involves building intellectual property that can be licensed or sold repeatedly without direct ongoing labor. It means leveraging technology to automate processes, creating content that serves an audience globally, or developing skills that allow you to command premium value and then package that value into scalable solutions. This is not about seeking get-rich-quick schemes, which are invariably rooted in speculation and a desperate hope for shortcuts. No, this is about the disciplined application of the principles of organized planning and unwavering persistence, the very bedrock upon which all substantial and lasting success is built. It demands foresight, a capacity for delayed gratification, and a willingness to learn and adapt continually. We often overlook the vast pathways available for cultivating multiple income streams, convinced that our primary job is our sole source of financial sustenance. This limiting belief is a direct offshoot of the good employee conditioning. But what if your skills could be monetized in new ways? What if a portion of your income, however small initially, could be systematically redirected into income-generating assets? What if you began to view your savings not as a mere buffer against future emergencies, but as crucial seed capital for building your own wealth-generating machine? This fundamental shift transforms your financial trajectory from a linear progression, directly tied to your active labor, to an exponential growth curve, where your capital and assets begin to compound and reproduce themselves. This is where true financial alchemy occurs. It is the understanding that money, when correctly deployed, possesses an almost magical capacity to create more money. It demands a deliberate, conscious decision to move beyond simply earning a living and to embark upon the far more profound journey of accumulating genuine wealth. It requires you to envision a future where your financial well-being is not solely reliant on your personal energy, health, or continued employment, but is instead supported by a robust and diversified portfolio of assets that are diligently working on your behalf. Embrace this principle, study it, and begin to integrate it into every financial decision you make. For without the wealth multiplier effect, the pursuit of financial freedom remains an endless climb, a struggle against a force you do not yet fully comprehend. This is where your definite purpose for financial independence truly begins to take tangible form. You have begun to grasp the critical mechanics of the wealth multiplier effect, understanding that true financial freedom transcends mere active income. Now let us delve into an equally potent yet often overlooked force that dictates the very trajectory of your financial success: the Mastermind Alliance for your money. This is not merely about finding a financial advisor or assembling a team of professionals, though those may certainly be components. This principle, articulated with profound clarity, speaks to the inescapable influence of your environment and the crucial role that other minds play in shaping your perceptions, decisions, and ultimately, your reality. The question is stark and uncompromising: who is truly in your corner? Consider for a moment the individuals who populate your inner circle, those with whom you most frequently share your thoughts, your fears, and your aspirations. Are they individuals who, consciously or unconsciously, perpetuate a scarcity mindset, echoing doubts and reinforcing limitations? Do their conversations revolve around economic hardship, the impossibility of true wealth, or the inherent unfairness of the system? Or conversely, are you surrounded by those who inspire abundance, who challenge your limiting beliefs, and who possess a burning desire for their own financial betterment, thereby elevating your own? The profound truth, often uncomfortable to confront, is that your financial journey is rarely a solitary endeavor. Your network is not simply your net worth. It is, more fundamentally, your net wisdom. The essence of the mastermind principle, as I have consistently articulated, lies in the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose, in a spirit of perfect harmony. Applied to your finances, this means consciously and deliberately curating an environment that not only supports, but actively accelerates your wealth-building goals. This extends far beyond casual acquaintances. It demands a rigorous self-examination of those closest to you. Do your discussions with them ignite your imagination, or do they extinguish your ambition? Do they offer constructive insights and strategic solutions, or do they merely echo your existing anxieties? If your inner circle consistently reinforces a narrative of financial struggle, it will require an extraordinary act of individual will to break free from that collective thought pattern. The human mind, particularly the subconscious, is profoundly susceptible to the influences of its immediate environment. Therefore, the importance of actively seeking out mentors cannot be overstated. A mentor is not merely someone who offers advice. A mentor is someone who has already achieved the level of success you aspire to, someone who can share practical experience, insights gleaned from their own trials and triumphs, and perhaps most crucially, provide a powerful example of what is truly possible. They can help you identify blind spots, avoid costly mistakes, and refine your definite purpose with unparalleled precision. Their perspective, unburdened by your immediate emotional attachments, can offer a clarity that is often impossible to achieve in isolation. This is not about finding someone to solve all your problems, but rather someone who can illuminate the path and help you develop the necessary mental tools to solve them yourself. Beyond individual mentorship, consider the power of a true financial peer group. These are not merely friends who happen to be interested in money, but a carefully selected alliance of individuals committed to mutual growth, accountability, and the shared pursuit of financial mastery. Imagine a group where open discussions about investment strategies, asset allocation, passive income generation, and wealth preservation are not just tolerated, but actively encouraged. A group where collective problem-solving can dissect a financial challenge, offering multiple perspectives and innovative solutions. This dynamic exchange of ideas and collective intelligence amplifies individual efforts exponentially, creating a synergistic force that is far greater than the sum of its parts. The ultimate imperative, then, is to consciously curate an environment that relentlessly supports your wealth-building goals. This may involve making difficult yet essential decisions about the company you keep. It may require seeking out new communities, joining specialized groups, or investing in educational programs where like-minded individuals gather. It means actively filtering the negative influences and intentionally seeking out the positive, growth-oriented forces that will propel you forward. Your financial success is not solely a function of your individual effort. It is profoundly shaped by the collective energy, wisdom, and mindset of those around you. To ignore this truth is to willingly handicap your own journey. Embrace the mastermind principle for your money, and you will unlock a powerful, often overlooked lever that can accelerate your path to true financial independence, ensuring that you are always surrounded by those who uplift and empower your definite purpose. The silent influence of your environment is either your greatest asset or your most significant impediment. Which will you choose it to be? You have diligently explored the deceptive traps of societal conditioning, dissected the insidious scarcity mindset loop, and begun to harness the potent forces of the Wealth Multiplier Effect and the Mastermind Alliance. You are now equipped with an understanding of how wealth is truly built and protected. Yet, all these powerful instruments, all this accumulated knowledge, will remain inert, mere potential energy, without the ignition of a single unifying force. This force, my friend, is your definite financial purpose. It is the ultimate antidote to aimless struggle, the unshakable blueprint that transforms vague aspirations into an unyielding reality. Consider this deeply. Without a definite purpose, you are merely drifting. You are a ship without a rudder, tossed by the currents of economic whims and societal pressures, susceptible to every passing trend and fleeting opportunity. Your financial efforts, no matter how strenuous, become fragmented and inefficient. You save without knowing precisely what you are saving for. You invest without a clear vision of the ultimate destination. You work diligently, but the fundamental why remains nebulous, leaving you vulnerable to discouragement, procrastination, and ultimately, the very 65-year trap we aim to dismantle. Your definite financial purpose is far more profound than a mere number in a bank account. While a specific financial target is a vital component, it is only the tangible manifestation of a deeper, more burning desire. It is the vivid, crystal-clear vision of what financial freedom truly looks like and feels like for you. Does it mean absolute control over your time, allowing you to pursue passions unburdened by the need for gainful employment? Does it mean the security to provide abundantly for your loved ones, ensuring their comfort and opportunities? Does it involve the capacity to contribute meaningfully to causes greater than yourself? To leave a lasting legacy that impacts generations? This vision, imbued with emotional intensity and intellectual clarity, becomes the magnetic North Star guiding every single financial decision you make. How does one forge such an unshakable blueprint? It begins with a process of rigorous, honest introspection. What truly excites you about financial independence? What specific forms of freedom does it offer? What deeply held desires does it fulfill? This is not a time for modest wishes or tentative hopes. This is the moment to unleash your imagination, to envision your ideal financial future with such detail and conviction that it becomes palpable, almost touchable. Once this vision takes hold, once this burning desire for a definite financial purpose ignites within you, it becomes an unstoppable force. It transforms from a vague wish into a commanding directive that permeates your subconscious mind and begins to orchestrate the reality you seek. This definite purpose fuels your persistence. When obstacles inevitably arise, when doubt attempts to creep in, when the path seems arduous and unclear, it is this unwavering vision that provides the necessary resilience to continue. It reminds you why you started and what profound rewards await your steadfast efforts. It strengthens your will, sharpens your focus, and fortifies your resolve against the seductive allure of immediate gratification or the paralyzing grip of indecision. Each financial decision, whether it is to save more, invest strategically, acquire a new skill, or launch a venture, is filtered through the lens of this overarching purpose. Does this action move me closer to my definite financial purpose? Or does it divert my energy and resources from it? Without this internal compass, you become susceptible to every external financial persuasion. The latest investment fad, the urgent plea for a frivolous purchase, the fear-mongering news report, each can derail your progress and pull you further away from your intended destination. Your definite financial purpose acts as a shield, deflecting distractions and reinforcing your core objectives. It provides a foundational framework for all your organized planning. You are no longer merely accumulating money. You are meticulously building a future, brick by deliberate brick, in accordance with your grand design. The profound power of this principle lies in its capacity to transform mere desire into tangible wealth. It bridges the gap between intention and manifestation. When your mind is saturated with a clear, definite purpose, it begins to actively seek out and recognize opportunities that were previously invisible. It activates your creative faculties, prompting you to devise innovative strategies and solutions. It compels you to take decisive action, for the vision itself becomes so compelling that inaction becomes an unbearable burden. So I challenge you now. Do you possess this unshakable blueprint? Have you articulated your definite financial purpose with such clarity and conviction that it resonates through every fiber of your being? If not, the moment for its creation is now. Dedicate serious thought to this, for it is not merely about accumulating assets. It is about reclaiming your sovereignty, about building a life defined by your own terms, free from the constraints of economic necessity. This purpose, once firmly established, will become the very engine of your financial liberation, igniting your imagination and transforming your deepest desires into a concrete reality. A definite financial purpose, you ask? It is the bedrock upon which all true wealth is built, far more than a mere number in a bank account. It is the crystallization of desire into a concrete plan, fueled by an unwavering vision. Let us consider some compelling manifestations of such a purpose. Perhaps for one individual, the definite financial purpose is to achieve complete, absolute financial independence by a specific age, say 45. What does this truly mean for them? It translates into possessing sufficient passive income generated from meticulously cultivated investments and self-sustaining enterprises to cover all conceivable living expenses, allowing them to permanently detach from the necessity of exchanging their time for a paycheck. This isn't merely about having enough money, it is about reclaiming their time, a finite and precious commodity, to dedicate to their highest passions. It might mean spending entire months pursuing philanthropic endeavors, or perhaps delving deep into a long-postponed creative pursuit, or traveling the world without a single glance at an email inbox. The purpose is not just the sum, but the profound freedom that sum unlocks. This kind of purpose demands precise calculations, a clear understanding of cash flow, and an unshakable commitment to building assets that generate income independently. For another, the definite financial purpose might be intricately tied to familial legacy and opportunity. It could be the resolute intention to establish a fully funded educational trust for their children and grandchildren, ensuring that every descendant, for at least 2 generations, possesses the financial means to pursue any academic path they choose without the burden of debt. This purpose is steeped in love and foresight. It requires not just saving, but strategic wealth preservation and growth, perhaps through a family foundation or a diversified portfolio designed for long-term compounding. The objective here extends beyond personal comfort. It is about breaking cycles of financial anxiety within the family line, empowering future generations with choices that were perhaps unavailable to their predecessors. It is a powerful legacy of freedom, meticulously planned and executed. Then there is the entrepreneur whose definite financial purpose is to build and scale a specific enterprise, not merely for personal profit, but to solve a significant societal problem and create meaningful employment for thousands. Their vision extends beyond quarterly earnings reports. It involves establishing a business empire rooted in ethical innovation, capable of impacting an entire industry or even a global market. This purpose requires a different kind of financial strategy, attracting capital, understanding market dynamics, building robust teams, and navigating complex regulatory landscapes. The financial success of the venture is not the end goal, but the fuel for its greater purpose, a testament to the power of organized planning and applied intelligence to transform vision into a tangible force for good. The wealth accumulated becomes a tool, a resource to further expand their influence and their impact. Consider also the individual whose definite financial purpose is to acquire a specific, significant asset that embodies their ultimate vision of peace and accomplishment. Perhaps it is a sprawling piece of pristine land entirely debt-free, upon which they will establish a self-sustaining homestead or a sanctuary for nature. This purpose might be about disconnecting from the relentless pace of modern life, creating an oasis of self-sufficiency, or establishing a spiritual retreat that offers respite to others. The financial strategy here involves disciplined savings, potentially divestment from other less meaningful assets, and a clear, focused path toward that singular, tangible goal. Every dollar saved, every investment made, is consciously directed towards the acquisition and development of that specific, profound asset. In each of these examples, observe the common threads. There is a profound clarity, an almost visceral understanding of the desired outcome. It is not vague, it is specific. It is not just about money, it is about what that money will do, create, or represent. There is a burning desire that transcends mere wishing, transforming into an unshakable conviction. This desire then catalyzes the imagination, prompting the envisioning of the steps, the identification of resources, and the overcoming of obstacles. And crucially, it forms the basis for an organized plan of action, a blueprint for turning the invisible desire into a visible reality. What is your definite financial purpose? Until you can articulate it with such precision and passion, you remain, to some degree, at the mercy of circumstance. You have now confronted the profound necessity of articulating your definite financial purpose, moving beyond vague aspirations to a burning, crystal-clear vision of your desired future. This clarity, however, is not an end in itself. It is the compass. The journey inevitably requires action, but not just any action. It demands the strategic, purposeful execution of the first stone, your immediate action plan, a critical leap from reflection to tangible progress. The greatest and most common error of all financial aspirants is the failure to transmute desire into immediate, intelligent, and persistent action. Consider this foundational truth. The journey of 1,000 miles, as the ancient wisdom proclaims, truly begins with a single step. Yet for many, that initial step is perpetually delayed, postponed by fear, paralyzed by the sheer enormity of the task, or obscured by the search for the perfect starting point. I tell you now with absolute certainty that your first stone in building your unshakable financial future is not about identifying the perfect stock market investment, nor is it about downloading the most comprehensive budgeting application. While tactical tools have their place, they are secondary. Your inaugural act of liberation is a mindset revolution. It is an internal restructuring, a deliberate dismantling of the mental barriers that have, until this very moment, held your true potential captive. What does this mindset revolution entail? It begins with a courageous, unflinching examination of your own limiting beliefs about money, wealth, and your personal capacity to achieve financial freedom. What deep-seated narratives, perhaps inherited from childhood or absorbed from your environment, whisper doubts into your ear? Do you subconsciously believe that wealth is inherently evil, or that you are not worthy of abundance? Do you harbor the conviction that money is difficult to acquire, or that it inevitably brings with it an equal measure of problems? Identify one such limiting belief, just one. Bring it into the harsh light of conscious awareness. Acknowledge its existence, for only then can you begin the process of dismantling its power over your actions and decisions. This act of identification is your first, most potent stone. It is the crucial step of recognizing the invisible chains that bind you. Following this act of internal revelation, your immediate action shifts to deliberate and focused knowledge acquisition, not for mere entertainment, but for transformation. This week, dedicate a mere 15 minutes, no more, no less, to educating yourself on one single, new wealth-building concept. Perhaps it is understanding the profound power of compound interest, truly grasping how it works, not just intellectually, but intuitively. or delve into the fundamentals of a specific investment vehicle that previously felt too complex or intimidating. Perhaps research the principles of asset allocation or the mechanics of creating a scalable side income stream. The specific topic matters less than the intentionality of the act itself. This is not casual browsing, it is targeted intellectual investment. You are consciously shifting your mental diet from consumption driven by distraction to consumption driven by elevation. Stop merely consuming for entertainment. Begin consuming for profound transformation. This small, deliberate act of seeking specific knowledge, fueled by your newfound definite financial purpose, is a powerful reorientation of your inner compass. The decision to decisively break free from the suffocating 65-year trap is not, contrary to popular belief, made at 64 years of age, staring down the barrel of an uncertain retirement. No, that decision, the truly impactful one, is made today. It is made in this very moment, as you internalize these principles and choose to apply them. It is the decision to cease being a passive recipient of your financial fate and to assume the mantle of its active architect. This is not about embarking on an overwhelming, all-consuming financial overhaul tomorrow. It is about initiating a small yet profound shift in your daily thinking and your immediate actions. Do not let another day slip into the chasm of financial ambiguity. Another moment be lost to unexamined beliefs and undirected effort. The time for reflection has served its purpose. The time for deliberate, focused action has arrived. Identify that one limiting belief. Dedicate those 15 minutes to transformative learning. These are your first stones, cast with intention and purpose. They will create ripples that will expand into waves, ultimately reshaping the entire landscape of your financial future. The choice to step onto this path of empowered creation, rather than remaining trapped in a cycle of reactive living, rests entirely within your grasp. Seize it. Your journey towards financial mastery is not an accident of fate, but the deliberate outcome of conscious thought, unwavering purpose, and persistent action. You possess within you the power, the latent capacity to transcend the conventional narratives of struggle and scarcity. The knowledge and principles we have explored together are not mere suggestions. They are the timeless laws that govern the accumulation of wealth and the attainment of true freedom. Your financial destiny is not predetermined by your past circumstances or the limitations of your present. It is forged, meticulously and powerfully, by the quality of your thoughts, the clarity of your definite purpose, and the intelligent consistency of your actions. You have the inherent ability to create the wealth, the abundance, and the profound freedom that you not only desire but truly deserve. Embrace this power. Apply these principles. Continue to think, to grow, and to build your empire, not just of money, but of purpose and peace.